All right, I probably could have broken this down into. I could have just done one video, but we'll finish up here. Basically, the conclusion here in chapter 20 is Zophar is repeating the exact same thing that the other three religious people have repeated. And it shows how completely blind we are in Christianity today. Christianity, in general, churchianity today has failed to identify our opponent. If you fail to identify what your opponent is accomplishing in his tactics, if you don't even study your opponent's tactics, how do you learn how to combat it? What has happened in the past 60 years? Have you observed what has happened? Do you understand what has happened to men and women today? Relationships? Look at that dating app market thing. Boy, that's going good. Men and women are loving each other better than ever. Yeah, we've really succeeded there. Churchianity. What's that? I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, I guess I'll go to the notes then. 23. Job 20, verse 3. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. It's kind of arrogant to say that, in my opinion. I said that a long time ago because I was, I still am a jerk in a lot of ways. But, I said that to somebody like, the spirit is causing me to go kick that guy's butt or something. Something so stupid to say. You're so dumb. Anyway, that's what I get out of that. Let's see what his note says. The check of my reproach could mean that Zophar had gotten a verbal counterattack from Job when Zophar reproached him. Job 11, 2-3. The word check here is used in the sense of checkmate. Zophar is saying that Job had said something to stop, checkmate him. Yeah, I think Job has checkmated him a dozen times already. Job is a lot smarter than this guy, and Job is in pain and suffering and dying, and he's still defeating this guy. And God knows that. God is just witnessing this amazing trial, and Job has made many great points, but he's not perfect, and he's made a few mistakes about, claiming that he hasn't done anything wrong. Therefore, if you haven't done anything wrong, then you are self-righteous. Self-righteousness, that's an assumption of self-righteousness, not needing a savior, although Job has prophetically asked for the Savior several times throughout this trial or book, and clearly Job understands this a lot better than this guy. So I guess he's making a point about, if you were arguing with a atheist and you made a great point that checkmated him, and then the guy gets so agitated, but then the judge is like, hold it, let the other man speak, and then the guy has to shut his mouth for like a half hour until he's allowed to speak here in chapter 20, and he's like, let's go back to your point about the dinosaurs. Let me tell you, dinosaurs clearly proves that, come up with some argument about atheism. He would be arguing some point about science or something, But anyway. That's what I would guess we're saying here, that Zophar was mad about something that Job said earlier in chapter 11, 2-3 in his response, which is probably something funny. I don't feel like going back. Well, I guess I could. 11, 2 through 3. What else do I have to do today? I have to mow the lawn. Should not the multitude of words be answered, and should a man full of talk be justified? Whoa! Full of talk. How insulting. Should thy lies make men hold their peace, and when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed? Good. See, I told you. Job checkmated him 30 times already. This guy is a joke. Like I said, there are 3 religious people that live in their ivory tower, and they sing their songs. They already have $4 million in their bank account. They make all kinds of money, and they point their finger at the poor people that come in, and they don't. You're not helping. You're annoying. You're all annoying, and you don't have any productive thing to add to the conversation. You know what you should do? Take your damn robes off. Okay, sorry for the profanity. Take your robes off. Take your clothes off. Sit there and don't get, but humble yourself. Like David. David would have humbled himself, sat there in sackcloth and ashes, and said, "What have we done, Lord? I know we have done something wrong, but I don't understand it, and I don't judge Job. I love Job. Job is my brother, but I don't even begin to understand what we've done. I'm going to sit here and pray and comfort Job and bring him some Tim Hortons with coffee and a donut. And I'm going to comfort him, and then we're going to pray together. And I'm taking off my robe because I look like a complete jerk. And I am a jerk, Lord. Thank you." That's what should happen. But nobody would do that. They'd sit there and point their finger at you and say, you're not doing enough. You need to tighten your bootstraps, and you need to get a better job. You need to be working 80 hours a week like I did because I'm so smart. That's what you'll get. But you can't get a little humbleness or humility or humanity from anybody. Everybody's got to be in their blockaded, shielded, defensive base. They can't admit the truth that we're human beings and completely at the mercy of God. We can't do that because I'm a religious person and I'm better than you.